Namaste students. So today we need to study about different types of generations of computers. Last class it is given that first generation and second generations of computers. See here under first generation computer it is given that it's a time is during 1940 to 1956, and here it is difficult to program because it uses low level language or machine level language, and it's very tough to find out the instructions here. That means each and every command that must be in the form of binary number system, or that must be in the patterns of binary number system. It should be in the form of 0 and 1. So that's why it is difficult to program here. And next one is here vacuum tubes are used. See, vacuum tubes are big, bulky, unreliable, and it is not portable also. And here vacuum tubes are used. And next, punch card used for input output process. Punch cards are used for input output process. That means there are some inbuilt instruction under punch card. So that is given as input, and we can get the output through the punch card itself. And next, it produces first generation computer. It produces enormous heat, large amount of heat. So what happens is, because of this one heat, there may be some problem with the components also. So what happens is automatic component that may fail. And next one is it consumes large amount of electronic power, which consumes large amount of electronic power. That means we need large amount of electronic power. Next, it requires huge size. Here first generation computer can occupy a room. So it's not portable, and it's not possible to carry that particular computer from one place to another. So it is huge in size. So examples given in first generation computer is Mark I, ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, etc. Mark I, it is designed by Howard H. Aiken, and next ENIAC, electronic numerical integrator and calculator, or electronic numerical integrator automatic computer. And next one is EDVAC. EDVAC means electronic discrete variable automatic computer. And then UNIVAC, universal automatic computer. Okay, these all come under first generation computers. First generation computers. And next, second one. So last class we studied about second generation computer. So second generation computer, here transistors are used instead of vacuum tubes. So basic component used in second generation computer is transistor. Next one is during 1956 to 1963. 1956 to 1963, and vacuum tubes replaced by transistors. Vacuum tubes replaced by transistors. And next, it is able to print. Second generation computer can able to print, and the disk storage is there. For memory purpose we can use some storage devices like magnetic drum, magnetic tapes, etc. So it may use storage device or disk storage. Next, operating system is introduced in this case. In this stage, operating system. See, operating system is a small software, and here we can say it's a small software, and what happens is it acts as an interface between user and computer. But nowadays operating system, it uses artificial intelligence, cyber robotics and all those things, and it is more comparatively it is difficult to construct such operating systems. And next, it uses stored program concept. So what do you mean by stored program concept? There are some set of instructions that is already stored in that computer, and what happens is whenever you are going to switch on the computer, whenever processing is going on, so what happens is automatic storage instruction that will be supplied to the system, and which enhance the speed of the computer. So that's why they introduced the new concept, that is storage program concept or storage instruction program. So what happens is which will enhance the concurrent execution. So that is storage program concept. Next one is these computers are more reliable and solid in design. These computers are more reliable and solid in design. Reliable means we can trust in the answer, and it is solid in design. Solid in design. And next one is assembly and high level language such as COBOL and Fortran is introduced. That was introduced. Fortran and COBOL. So what do you mean by COBOL? Actually COBOL is a common business oriented language. Common business oriented language. It's specially meant for business people. Specially meant for business people. And next one is Fortran. So what do you mean by Fortran? Fortran means formula translation. Actually this particular language used to perform some operations on science or mathematical formulas. Okay, these are about second generation computer. So second generation computer compared to first generation it is far better. And here it uses transistors and it is basic component, and transistors replaces vacuum tubes, or vacuum tubes replaced by transistors, and it is able to print disk storage, operating system, stored program concept. Next, these computers are more reliable and solid in design, and assembly and high level language such as COBOL and Fortran is used. Okay, so these two concepts very important for your examination purpose.